everyone and welcome to the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve in Canada. This is round 7 and we've got qualifying coming up for you right now. Let's see. Probably nobody yet. Bear with me one moment. Right, we are back. Sorry about that. Right, so we've got Matt with the fastest lap so far. He's the first one to have set a lap time. I think Tom might be the next person to set a lap time. No, it's Michael with a 10.9. His teammate goes second on an 11.7. You see Tom cross the line. He goes second with an 11.6. So there's quite a big gap already forming with lap times. Down at the hairpin. Sean crosses the line. He goes fastest on a 10.8. That's a good lap time from him. He's looking to be a bit more competitive this week, given the fact that the last 2 races he's had to fight from the back. Harry's gone third with a 10.9. Mikey there with a 11.1. We've got Saif coming into the last corner. See where he goes. Stand to the right for the shorter run. And he's starting a lap. I do apologise. I do apologise. Either that or he's just had his lap invalidated. Mitchell's starting his lap. Everybody on the ultra soft tyre. That's backed out there. So we're going to stick with Mitchell for the time being. Very nice through there. Very close to the wall. Let's ride on board. Very nice through the chicane. Down towards the turn 10 hairpin. Locking up both the fronts and running wide for taking a late apex. Ben goes fastest on a 10.5. He's hoping to continue his form from the Monaco Grand Prix last time out. And Mitchell boxes, so as Michael goes fastest now on a 10.4. So I'm assuming Mitchell and Saif both had lap times invalidated. Saif's going again. Apparently it's going to be a wet race. I wasn't aware of that because obviously I can't see the weather in the lobby. But I'm hearing from some of the drivers that it is going to be a wet race. So good luck to all involved. Tap of the barrier there on the entry into the turn 8 and 9 chicane with Saif. Hello to everybody watching so far. Got 5 minutes of the session left. 5 boxes. I can only assume everybody's going to try and throw tyres at this, because if it is a wet race, they're not going to need these tyres at all. So they're just going to keep throwing sets of tyres or laps at the track. I am hoping to be joined by Charlie in the commentary box, but as of yet he's not arrived yet. This needs to be a very good weekend for Michael. He is 11 points off the championship lead, and it was an awful race for him at Monaco. So like I said, he needs this race to be a good one if he wants to keep with Mitchell in the championship. Not that you could ever count him out. I mean, he's won 3 wet races this season so far to Mitchell's 2. Oh, and Mitchell's had a bit of an issue there with Matt somewhere, apparently. Matt getting a time penalty for that. Hopefully the stream is running nicely as well. Let's see what Mitchell could do. He's locked up again, but he's got the front end of the car in nicely this time. A little bit of a power slide on the way out. DRS open. Let's see how fast he's going. 205 miles an hour before he hits the brakes. 99 miles an hour on the apex. DRS open and across the line. And he goes fastest on a 10.4. So it's going to be a 1-2 championship and a 1-2 on the front row of the grid. Mitchell besting Michael there. Michael is on the lap as well, as I in typical fashion go the wrong way down the cameras. That was nice through there. Michael doesn't improve, so I'm not sure if that was his hot lap. Maybe this is it now. Very close to the wall. Yep, I went the wrong way again. Ooh, attack with the barrier for Harry. He's driving a Sauber this week. Got Mikey starting his lap. There's Michael, he's down at the approach to the hairpin. Five drivers retiring from the session, so I don't think they have enough time to do any more laps. As Sean goes a 10-1, great lap for him. He wants to try and lead from the front. He's come under a little bit of criticism so far, as he's bested by Michael now. The times are falling. Michael takes the initiative once more. Is Ben on a lap? I'm not sure. Mitchell's dropped down to 4th and is not on a lap, so he's out of qualifying. That's not going to be what he wanted. Our championship leader starts 4th. Let's see where Ben finishes. He is our dominant race victor from Monaco. Oh, and that was horrible through the chicane. For some reason he's ghosted. Maybe he's run out of he's run out of fuel on the line. That's unfortunate. Don't know what lap time that would have been, but he starts 3rd anyway. Thomas has left the session. Jerry's been disqualified from qualifying for driving the wrong way, apparently. But yeah, your top 4 is Michael, Sean, Ben, and Mitchell. Now, whilst I'm stuck on this camera, let me just cut away for 1 second. I want to see if my partner in crime is online. He is not still. So maybe I am going to have to do this one solo. Which, with it being a wet race, is going to be carnage. I don't really want to do that on my own, but looks like it's going to have to be that way. I'm yet to know the intensity of the rain for the race. So it could be intermediates, it could be full wet, or it could be a mixture of the two. There's your grid. Pretty close down to 9th place, then it starts going over a 2nd. Time's very, very close. Well, up until that point. And it's heavy rain, okay. So, heavy rain on this 2.7 mile, 4.3 kilometer circuit. DRS, that means will not be active. So you're going to have to do your passes by brute strength. Oh. Oh no, there's cars. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but or if that's actually happening. But I've got cars bouncing around on top of each other on my screen. Or at least they were. We've got 19 seconds to go. I am checking the comments. We're about to go racing into what will be sure carnage. Here we go. We've got 3 laps. We've got 4. We've got 5. And we are going Canada. Everybody off the grid at least. Michael having contact down into turn 1 with Ben. We've got a Renault off in the background. Michael's just about trying to wrestle that lead off of Ben. And he does so into turn number, I think that's 5. Got Mitchell and Harry trying to get through there side by side. Mitchell wrestles that position off of him. Everyone else looks to be okay. Although that looks like a damaged horse, and it is. We've got Johnny down at the back. Let's go back to your lead. Oh, and that's Ben getting overtaken by Sean down into the last chicane. So he must have had an incident down at the hairpin. Everybody's threading their way through, just about. We've got 2 cars in the pits already. And we've got our first time penalty of the race so far. So let's mark that one down. Sean closing up to the back of Michael. There's Ben, and then there's a bit of a gap there before Harry. There's Kaz. We've got Mikey behind him. Then we've got Mitchell down in 7th place. Not sure what happened to him. Maybe he's just taking it cautiously in the early stages. Remember, like I said, he is the championship leader by 11 points, so he doesn't want to throw that away by doing something completely stupid. There's our car with the time penalty already on lap 2. Tom's behind him. And everyone else behind is pretty much spread out already. And look at this. Your lead battle's hotting up. Sean with the fastest lap of the race. According to the timing screens. We've got another penalty. Jerry's just received a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. We've got Mitchell passing Mikey in the background. Oh, we've got a spinning Renault of Kaz. Kaz has lost it. Everyone seemingly got through that one. But he's falling down the order. He's down to 11th place now as he gets back going again. Make that 12th. Decent battle shaping up here for 5th place. Down the back straight we go. I think Michael's had enough of Sean and has put his foot down. Gap's half a second. Got Scythe making the move up to 7th place as he passes the Ferrari of Gattis. There's another penalty. We've got Ash corner cutting. Let's go back to your race lead that is just 3/10. An interesting camera angle. Now I wonder how Michael's going to play this, because like I said, Sean's come under a bit of criticism for the last 2 races with him being a little bit forceful and robust in some of his passes, and he's been told just to calm it down a little bit. Oh, he looks very close now. A bit far back for a move there. I noticed that Mitchell's dropped behind Mikey, so that was a bit of an incident somewhere. There's another penalty. I'll make that 4 in the race, and we're already on lap 5. I think that's going to be the theme of the race. Oh, and that's Mitchell sliding down the order. Where is he? He's had an off. The right front of his wing is broken as well, so he's going to have to pit. It's literally a reverse of what happened last week, where we had Michael hitting everything in sight. We've now had Mitchell having a bit of a balls up of a race. He's going to have to pit, and he cuts across the chicane. We've got Matt out of the race, probably in the barriers if I was to say anything. No, he just retired. So I'll make that a rage quit. And there's another penalty. That's Sean with a penalty for corner cutting as Michael sets the fastest lap of the race. So that might take the pressure a little bit off of Michael, since the nearest car to him has a 3-second penalty. Here we go, Mitchell pits to get that front wing changed. Yep, Matt has indeed just given up. It's not the first time we've seen that. And we've got Jerry with another penalty. I'll make that 2 for him. Oh, look at that. Mitchell down to 14th place. We've got Kaz falling down the order as well. He's got front right damage, so I guess he went off into the barriers at the last chicane. Back to your lead battle. Mitchell's definitely got some work to do, because right now he's just lost the World Championship lead. There's another penalty. For Frederick in the Haas. Oh dear, and Harry's got a stop-go penalty. Again for corner cutting. I don't think this is a good race for anybody at the moment. I think this is the closest Sean's been. As Jerry heads into the pits. When is Sean going to have his go? Mitchell, he's still 12th. Oh, Sean getting a bit of a tank slapper out the last corner. Oh dear, Mikey has got a penalty as well. For exceeding track limits. I'm not entirely sure how you do that, unless he must have gone on the runoff area. There's Mitchell, there's Mitchell. He's about to take 11th position. And then he's got a very big 15-second gap between the car in front of him. Oh, that's Mitchell in the wall again. Needs to stop doing that. It's very risky. And I know he's going to be getting very, very wound up right now. That's Jerry off the track. Really not liking that rain effect. Make my screen go all blurry and pixelated. Yeah, that's Jerry in the pits again, so he's been in the walls. I can see Mitchell having to go into the hairpin here. Okay, maybe not. Michael's doing very well to absorb that pressure. Milos pits from 10th position, so this is going to be a place for him. Jerry retires from the race. I think he's had enough of this rain. Oh, would you look at that? Nice undercut there. Another penalty there for Ash. But Mitchell up into 10th place now. With all of that, he's now got a 20-second gap to make on the next car. Sean sets the fastest lap of the race. Oh, and there we go. Mitchell's just had a time penalty for corner cutting. Just as we cut away from him. You see our reserve driver Saif under a lot of pressure. But he's handling that well. He's been in situations like that before. Here's your race lead gap, and that's the closest it's been. Oh, and just as I say Saif was handling the pressure, he's lost the position. So he drops down to 7th. Gattis takes his position in 6th. Bit of a poor exit here from Sean, so he's not going to be attacking Michael into the chicane. Now I'm assuming these guys will have to pit at some point. Don't know if their tyres will be able to do the entire race. And again, it's not out of the question. And if that's the case, it looks like Michael's going to get absolutely no rest. There's another penalty. We're up to 13 now, ladies and gentlemen. But then again, this is Canada, it's to be expected. I don't know if it's just me, but like a lot of the races that we've seen so far this season, the front two have just driven away, no matter who it is. And they've built a pretty large gap. I mean, the gap now is 12 seconds between Sean, who we ride on board with, and the next car, who just happened to win the race last time out by 15 seconds. Sean's going to have to adapt the way that he exits the hairpin, because it's not helping him at all. Whilst he's all over the back of Michael going into the hairpin, coming out of the hairpin, he's nowhere. That's the fastest lap of the race for Michael, just to prove the point. Oh, Harry's starting to slide around a bit. That could be tyres, that could just be him overdriving the car. Certainly with the amount of oversteer he's getting, it looks like he's overdriving the car. Right, we've watched that gap. It's down to 18 seconds between Mitchell and Tom. As Ash pits once more. And there's another penalty for Martin. That's a 5-second stop-go penalty this time. Oh, here we go. Sean's got him now. Sean having a look down the inside into turn 1. Is he going to do it? No, he doesn't. Decides better of it. There's Ash coming out the pits. Luckily behind these two. You wouldn't want a back marker to get in the way of this. We've got Harry on the back of Ben as well down the field. There they are. Get that down to 17 seconds. In our episode of Mitchell Watch. Last week it was Michael Watch. Harry's not silly enough to try and move into there yet. Go back to your lead battle. And Sean's closer than ever. Down the inside into turn 1 and he's got the place done. Sean takes the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix on lap 14 of 35. So let's see how he can handle the pressure. And to all the other drivers in the league, you see he can do a clean overtake. Michael with 18 points currently in the if the race was to end now, he'll get 18 points to Mitchell's 1, so he will lead the championship. There's another penalty. We're on to 16. Look at that. Sean's starting to gap Michael. It looks like Harry's fight. Oh, look at that wheel banging coming out of the hairpin. Somehow Ben managing to keep that place. We've also had a change for 6th. It's Scythe taking that position back. Harry pits after all that. I don't know if he had any damage. But he pits. Scythe pits as well. It looks like drivers will have to pit to change tyres. Nobody else making a stop. Most of the other people that have made a stop has been down to some sort of a crash or damage. There comes Scythe out of the pits. Let's just wait for our timing to update again, because I'm pretty sure Mitchell is 29th. There we go, he's 13 seconds off of Scythe. And with him having stopped, I don't know if he has to stop again. The lead gap has gone up to 1.5 seconds, so Sean's just driving off with this one. Remember though, Sean does have a 3-second penalty as he sets the fastest lap of the race, 23 flat. But he does have a 3-second penalty, so as long as Michael can stay within those seconds, he'll take the win of the race. Good battle here between Tom and Drew. 7th. Saifu's just come out the pits behind them, so he's going to have much more grip. We'll see how he makes use of that. As these guys come through to start their 16th lap of the Grand Prix. Entirely sure. I think I've got to think back. This might just be our first wet race of the season. I'm not sure. I'm inclined to think that China was wet. Oh, contact! Was that contact, or was that just Saif trying to be a bit flashy with his right foot? I'm sure I saw a little bit of debris come off of something. We've got a 17th penalty. Oh, Drew squeezing Saif into the barrier. Luckily he didn't make it that far. I can only assume Drew's going to be coming in the pits shortly. He's driving all over the place. Saif's going to drive clean around the outside. I hope if he does pit, he sees sense and backs out of this. He backs out anyway. Saif with a good run out of the last corner. And he's going to overtake Tom. That was a bit tighter than it should have been. These guys not leaving each other much space. Oh, there's Ben with a penalty. All of that, I think Michael has pitted. Yes, he has. So Michael pits. He still comes out in a second position. Sean sets the fastest lap of the race, so he's pushing on. We've got yellows in sector 3. That might have been for Ben, because he's just got another penalty. Oh, it's for the Toro Rosso. What happened to him? As he retires from the race, so he's out of it. Mikey pits. There's the championship leader. He's now just 9 seconds off the back of his teammate. So I'm assuming his teammate's just gonna ease off and let him through if he gets anywhere near him. There we go, we got Sean in the pits. I don't think Michael's going to regain the lead of the race, having just had to negotiate some traffic, but we'll see. There is Sean, and he does indeed retain the lead of the race. The gap's 2 seconds. 21 penalties. 22 penalties. "23 penalties." Getting a bit silly now, guys. Let's see, who is your hard charger of the race? I'll make that Tom with 6 places gained. Kaz down 10 after he spun off. Mitchell down 6 after he also decided to have a bit of intercourse with the barrier. Everybody apart from Ben and Gattis, the 2 Ferraris, have pitted. Tom and Drew also haven't stopped yet. Martin pits again. 24 penalties. Ash just seems to do nothing but rack up penalties in these races that he does. There we go, Gattis finally makes his pit stop in the first of the Ferraris. Well, I should say the second of the Ferraris, because he was second in line. He drops down to 6. Let's see if he drops down any further than that, as I, in customary fashion, go the wrong way. There's Sive. He drops down to 7th. He can get that back again. And he does. We're on a quarter century of penalties now. We're on 25 and it's lap 20. Got 15 left. Let's see, what's the... and Drew has pitted, I think. So Mitchell's up a place. He's up to 7th. 7.4 seconds off the next car. Make that 7 seconds off of Tom. Michael sets the fastest lap of the race. I'm not sure if Michael's got a penalty though. I know Sean definitely does. Let's have a look at their fastest laps if we can. There we go. That just shows how much of a different league our 2 race leaders are in. They are the only 2 men to dip into the 22s this entire race so far. Next fastest lap is a 23.1. 23.2. 23.7, and then it's into 24s and 25s. Sean fires back with a 22.4. He's desperately trying to get that gap over 3 seconds. He's very nearly done that. Keeps the gap above 3 seconds, he keeps the win. A very lonely race for our champion, Mr. Mikey Wolford. I can already tell you, without even muttering a word to him, that he's not enjoying this in the slightest. I don't think Sife's enjoying this either, given the fact that he very nearly didn't make it into the race. Oh, and he very nearly made it into the barriers. Mitchell there with a time penalty. The gap between him and the car in front is just 5 seconds. So he's trying his hardest. We're in a bit of a lull period at the moment. Oh, Mitchell runs a little wide. Gets away with it. I know Drew in his other league race over the weekend managed to win that race, get pole position and apparently get no penalties, but he's just got one now. Sean sets another fastest lap of the race to indeed take that gap over the 3 seconds. Well, there seems to be no track action going on. Let's just have a quick look at the race director. I want to see if Michael does indeed have any sort of penalty. I don't see one. I see Sean with a penalty. Ah, Michael has a warning. Yeah, Michael has a warning but no penalty. Mitchell's got 2 penalties, I think. Yeah, and Sean hasn't got any more. Well, this is this is probably the longest list of incidents we've seen so far this season. I don't even think we got that many in Monaco. Johnny pits. He's got damage to the left front of his front wing. We're up to 30 penalties, ladies and gentlemen, with 10 laps of this race remaining. I think I'm going to keep a score of the penalties. This is a decent position for Michael to be in, even if he is falling off the back of Sean, because he will take the lead in the championship if it stays this way. He needs to keep his composure, and he needs to try and make sure that Mitchell doesn't gain any more places. Another fastest lap for Sean. Takes a gap over to 4 seconds. He does a 22.2. It was indeed a 22.2. Anybody else made it into the 22s? No. They are just so much faster than anyone else. Has now in the pits. Gap 4.2 seconds between Tom and Mitchell. Keep an eye on that one. There's Martin in the McLaren. He's probably going to be a bit upset with this race. I know 13th place isn't exactly where he would want to finish. Oh, 31. Tom doesn't need to be doing that either, because that's going to give Mitchell a place. Going to be a decent haul of points, I think, for Williams. They're on 19. There's Drew. Drew is out the points. So yeah, Mercedes going to fall even further back in the constructors. They're already behind Williams by 8. Milos is actually catching the back of Mitchell here. I think he is. That's going to be interesting if he can... oh, and there's Michael with a time penalty. So that takes the pressure off Sean. Unless Sean gets another penalty. Yeah, I don't know what's happened with Mitchell, but Milos has caught him up quite a lot. And remember, Milos is Michael's teammate. So he might do the very good teammately thing and put Mitchell under some pressure. Maybe force him into an error. Or maybe just clean pass him on track. Which, if you were in Michael's position, that's exactly what you'd want your teammate to be doing. And unfortunately for Mitchell, he doesn't have a teammate that can do that. His teammate is 7, make that 8 seconds behind this particular battle that we're now. Wow, Sean might even get in the 21s here. To a 22-1, he's finding his feet. Well, fins in this weather. Mitchell not enjoying these conditions right now. Had a thought, Milos has got a couple of quite a few penalties, isn't he? So this might be for nothing. And again, Mitchell's got 6 seconds of penalties of his own, so the battle where anyone else is within a second. Tell a lie. There you go, just as I say that, Johnny's overtaken Martin for 13th place. It's going to put Martin in even more of a bad mood. Battle for 9th place. We're at 34 penalties, by the way. We've got 5 laps left. needs to stop wheel spinning out the corners. Try and get a bit more traction, because that's where I've noticed Mitchell seems to gain a lot of his time. In the traction zones. Which is a saviour in conditions like this. Or on any track with any sort of a straight on it, to be fair. Well, so that's a good camera shot in the dry. In the wet, it's not. It just turns everything pixelated. Not quite sure if I'm assuming Codemasters didn't want that to happen, but it has. We're now on lap 31 of 35. I just realised these two are closing in on the back of Tom for 8th place, so this is going to become a 3-car battle very, very shortly. Yep, certainly now that Tom's got a penalty. Well, this seems like a good battle. I'm quite worried that it's all for nothing, because you're going to get to the end of the race and the entire grid's going to be flipped over. Lap 32 of 35. The race leader Sean. And you've got Michael in second. He will take the lead in the championship if this is how the race ends. Your Monaco race winner Ben is in 3rd place, Harry there in 4th, Mikey there in 5th. 36 penalties we're up to now. Yeah, the gap between Mikey and Harry has gone down to 1.1 seconds, so he's been putting in some work. Who's that in the background going very wide? It was Ash, I believe. Oh, Harry's done a boo-boo into Vettel corner. Remember, that's where Vettel lost his race win here to Jenson Button. That classic race. Look at that, the gap's just 0.4 of a second. Milos has made a mistake somewhere, because the gap between him and Mitchell's gone up to 1.7. So that's done. Gap now just 0.6 of a second. This is now the closest battle on track. Mikey pull this off. It's a tricky braking zone, this one. You're turning, braking, you're downshifting. Back end usually likes to step out a bit. Mikey just looks so smooth. Which is very unlike him, because he's usually throwing the car around. penultimate lap of your Canadian Grand Prix. Not exactly been a classic. Oh, Harry Pitts with a lap. What is that about? Oh, he had a time penalty. That's going to move Scythe up to 6th. Somebody's mated with the Wall of Champions. There's Mitchell with another time penalty. And there we go, Sean into the 21s. 21-7. As he starts the final lap of the race. And laps! And laps, you heard me correctly. Your championship leader. Remember, this race literally has flipped around. Last time out, it was Michael getting lapped in Monaco. Now it's the other way round. Whoops, wrong way around. Mitchell now attacking the back. Of Tom, but remember, time penalties apply. I'm not entirely sure how many these guys have. It's going to be good to see them cross the line. Can Tom just keep that? He does. Mitchell going to get the run out the corner. Sean wins the Canadian Grand Prix. While all of that was going on, Michael's going to take 2nd. Going to take 3rd, and then I don't know about anyone else because the amount of penalties they all had. We're going to have to wait till the end of the race to find out what the actual race finish was. Oh, and Mitchell absolutely fuming as he did drop down behind Milos. So no wonder he's fuming. He's just lost his championship lead. He's just lost 17 points to his championship rival. So the gap in the championship advantaged Michael by 6. Let's have a look at the final standings. Eventually. Or not. Let's have a look at the podium where it has stopped raining now. A well-deserved win there for Sean. He took the fight to Michael. Passed him and then wasn't seen again. Michael did what he had to do. Ben just stayed out of trouble. There is how it finished. Sean your race winner, Michael 2nd, Ben 3rd, Mikey 4th, Gattis 5th, Harry 6th, Scythe, decent result for him in 7th, Tom in 8th, Milos in 9th, Mitchell in 10th, Drew in 11th, Kaz, Ash, Johnny and Martin was your last place man with 8 penalties. sure why the counter keeps dropping off like that. But yes, wasn't exactly the classic that we were hoping for, but still a good race nonetheless. Next race will be at Azerbaijan next week, so I hope to see you then, and I hope to see Charlie in the comm box next time out as well. So yeah, as we say goodbye to Canada, I shall see you next Tuesday, same time, same place.